Hey, what's up guys? My name is Master and welcome back to Minecraft. Now today I'm not going to be doing a normal vanilla Minecraft or even multiplayer online. Today I'm going to be showing you 5 commands that could be really useful when building. I know I use them all the time. So not really commands but command combinations. So how this is going to work is I have these tools, and when I hold these tools, they are going to activate the commands in the top one. So let's get on with it. The first one is an instant pillar. Alright, when I flick this, if I hold a fishing rod, it will do some weird stuff. So let's go over here in my testing box, and I can create just instant walls with this. I'll go in the command block so you guys can see, but I will. So the bottom one is enchanting Endermaster 333 is chanting your name with lore. Put it on repeat, and then depends if you want it always active or not. You can put it on always active, but then you would have to be careful not to hold a fishing rod all the time. But if you put it on needs redstone, then you can toggle it on and off with a switch. That way you don't accidentally do it. Now, if you're using this enchanted thing, you have to use a clean item. An item that hasn't been enchanted yet. So I would suggest, yeah. And you also have to use items where they have enchantments unique to that item. So like lore for fishing rod, respiration for a helmet. What's it called? Pierce for a crossbow, power for a bow, and then riptide for a trident. So, and then this one up here is slash execute, and your name, and then you have to put those 3 tildes after your name and execute, because execute, what it does is it see, when you activate a command from a command block, just slash fill. If you use tilde notation, it will be from that command block. But if you use, like, tilde means your current position. So if you put tilde 1, tilde 2, tilde 1, then that would be your current position plus 1, your current position plus 2, and then your current position plus 1. And if you put -1, then it's the exact opposite. But if you do that from execute, then it will execute it on the player, and then it will place blocks in relation to that area in the player. So I don't know, it can be a bit confusing, but you have to understand it in order to honestly read this. But you slash execute Endermaster 333 with fill tilde -1 tilde, and then tilde again, tilde -20 tilde. And you can change that -20 to whatever you want. You can go down how deep you need to go. You can go up, doesn't matter. And then the block you need, and then I would put keep. Well, the block, the data value, which is usually 0, and then keep. So what keep does is it will only replace air, so that way you cannot break all the ground or whatever. So you can pause the video, write that down, whatever you need to do. You can't exactly copy it, but alright, well, I guess we'll move on to the next command. So the next one is a platform. So again, this one's enchant your name with whatever item you're using. I'm using a helmet for this one, so respiration would be mine. And then this is the command, and what it does is I can come up here, hold, oh wait, I didn't activate it. Whoops. Flip it first, and then come up here and hold this, and it will create whole entire platforms. I accidentally put the helmet on. Whoopsie. So yes, this can be useful when filling in maybe ceilings or giant, just, I don't know, anything big. This can be very useful when filling in things like that. So this one is /execute /333, or otherwise your name, tilde tilde tilde, fill, and then tilde +2, tilde -1, and then tilde +2. So that would be +2 on the +2y in front of you, +2x in front of you. So that would be like at one corner of you and then down a level. That means right below your feet. And then the next one is the same, but it's on the other corner. So -2, -2. So, and then of course, the block you need, replace per block. 0 is usually the data value, and then replace. Why did I put replace there exactly? Right, you want to put, let me edit this a little bit. You want to put replace air. Now what that will do, now the default is normally replace, because it replaces everything. However, if you do replace and then another block, it will only replace that block. So I suppose another way to write this would just be keep. I don't know why I put replace that way. So, yeah. That way it won't, like, let's see, if I do this, it's turned off, I forgot. If I do this, it won't replace this block right here, as you can see. So, now, let's go to the next one. I'm going to turn off this one. So this one is actually an entity mover. So you do /enchant and /3 with the item that you're using, piercing. Now, one important thing that I have to point out here is I forgot to tell you what the tops of all the command blocks do. So do you see how, let me get a command block. Oh boy. Did that not work? So, get a command block. Now when you place a command block down, okay, I get one up here. There are 3 unique sides on it, alright? The first one is the top, otherwise the part that you are that's facing you, and that is the circle. On the other 4 sides are the arrows, and that is where it is facing. And then the square is the bottom. So when you place a command block, what you want, I usually put them up like this because it's normally more compact. But you can put them like anywhere like this, and that would work too. But it just has to be facing up. They have to be facing the same direction. So how this one works is this one, you have to make it a chain command block, conditional. Normally, all command blocks are normally unconditional, and then always active. So what conditional does, it means that this command block won't activate until this command block is activated. So that means that it will not. So like I can flick this switch, and if this was conditional, if this was unconditional, then it would be putting blocks below me right now. But because it's conditional, this one won't activate unless the first one is activated. And this can go on if you put a bunch of them up like this, and just put them all as chain, conditional, and always active. All of them like that, all the way up. It could go through the whole entire line. That's why chain can make command blocks so useful. So this one is kind of simple, I would say. Maybe? I don't know. You do /execute your name, 3 tildes, and then teleport, or TP, all entities at E, and then in parentheses, you put type equals !player, comma, type equals !item, comma, r equals 4. And then close the brackets. Sorry, not parentheses, brackets. They're the square ones. But what this does is it will teleport. Oh yeah, and then the end part is the to the power of that arrow pointing up. See if you can find it. And then that is also a part of tilde notation. When you put that down and then number, see, in Minecraft, there are like 3 invisible lines extending from your head. One, if you see my thing in the corner, one going straight in front of you, one going to the left of you, and then one going straight up. So, if you are looking, here, I might be able to show you, actually. So, let me just get a block out. I don't even know. We get a block, and then some end rods. So, if this is my height, correct? Pretend that I'm facing this way. So, there would be lines extending this way, this way, and up. So, what each of those are is they are, what's it called? They are the X, Y, and Z, like, that are part of you. So I'll show you what I mean by that. So if I'm facing this way, X is to the left of me. That would be this line. Z is right here, and then Y is up. So if you put this, the arrow up, 0, that would be the X. That means it's not going anywhere to the left. Arrow up arrow 0, that means not going anywhere above me, and that means not anywhere. That means the entity is not going anywhere above or below me. And then the up arrow, and then the 3. So that means that it will be teleporting the entity 3 blocks in front of where you're looking. So let's see. I could only imagine that people would mostly use this for these things to position them, because of the fact that you can position them anywhere underground that you want. They just have to be up. So yes, with this you can move things around and place them like anywhere essentially. As long as you know where you're placing it exactly. Like that. And boom, you can place this thing in ways you never even knew. And it works on everything too. It just doesn't work on it doesn't work on whatever you want, essentially. So all the things in the brackets, the type equals, now the R equals 4 has to be there. However, if you put what's it called? Because if the R stands for radius, so that means that anything in a radius of 4 blocks will be teleported to 3 blocks in front of you. And that means that it will stay in front of you as long as it's within that 4 blocks. So what the exclamation mark does is it will do everything but that thing. So if you do type equals player, it will only do players. But if you do type equals exclamation mark players, it will leave players out of the command. So the command won't work on players and items. You can make it work on items. In my, because items, like, they tend to fall down, it glitches out a little bit. I wouldn't do it on items, and then if you do it on players, it'll just be teleporting you, like, in front of yourself, which would mess up the game. So, however, if you do name equals exclamation mark and then your name, that means it will do it on everything but your name. So you can do it on other players as well, but it won't work on you. So you can leave in, leave out, whatever you want. Just the rest of that has to be there usually. So that is what that is. Now this one is, as I was thinking of more commands, I just thought of this one. This one is to remove all of those purple blocks that we've placed. So this is the command. It's pretty much like the first one. This time we're filling the area with air, data value 0, and then we're replacing the purple blocks. We're replacing whatever block you used. So this is just essentially a block eraser. And if I hold, I have to activate it first. So if I hold a bow out, it will destroy all of the blocks. So this is useful if you're building big walls and you messed up some. You use this and just destroy it all. And you can always make a platform with this too, and then just destroy everything with that, and that could work. So yeah, that was that one. Pretty simple. The last one is fun. So this is the command. It's probably the simplest of them all, and yet it's probably it's kind of useful. It's almost as useful as that what's it called? As the first one and the second one, that kind of thing. But you do the /execute your name, 3 tildes, and then teleport yourself to that same tilde notation. Do up arrow 0, then up arrow 0.5. That way it doesn't teleport you much. And so what it does is when I hold this, it will, oh god, the chat. It will spam your chat, first of all, but if you have a big wall, so let me just make a wall right now. So just make a big wall. Right, if you get a big wall, instead of breaking through it to get to the other side, you can hold this thing out and literally phase yourself through. So all it does is it constantly teleports you half of a block in front of you. You can't turn while you're teleporting. It will spam your chat, so be ready. But you can go straight through blocks, which is really nice. So I've used that a couple times. It just spams my chat pretty much, because like that's a lot of teleports. So yeah. And then of course this command, pause the video if you didn't already. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Be sure to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for next time. Bye now.